Hello, Hawkeye fans. Drink it up. Hawkeyes pull one out today. 27-22. Lots to talk about, especially on that defense. That defensive line got owned today. Owned. It wasn't even funny. When it comes to tackling in the first drive, second drive, whatever it was, non-existent. It looked like the Hawks need to go back to basics on that. As the game went on, they got a little bit better. I don't know. You tell me. But it's a good win. Floyd stays in Iowa City, baby. Cheers. Big thing today, I thought Padilla did a great job. Great job all game. He provided that spark. Starting off the game, had a bunch of miscues. I think with the deep ball. I wouldn't say a bunch, I guess a few. There's two for sure. He had one over the middle that he was going to try to thread the needle to Laporta to. It looked like he didn't see the linebacker. It was right in front of him. Is what it is. Got lucky there. There's for sure two picks he should have had that he got away with. Other than that, I thought Padilla did a great job today. He had a 72-yard strike to Charlie Jones. He had another deep ball to Charlie Jones. Put Iowa in great field position. He extended plays with his feet, stepped up in the pocket. Just a few things that Spencer Petras hasn't done. I'm not saying he's not able to. I'm pretty sure Spencer is able to. He hasn't shown it. You can argue with me on that all you want. I don't care. As far as the defense goes, too many yards rushing. The freshman for Minnesota did a great job today. The offensive line for Minnesota did a great job today. It got me scared, basically. We're getting to the third quarter, and we couldn't stop them running the ball if we tried. The good thing to see is Iowa is truly a bend but don't break defense. They definitely showed that today. They get in the red zone, and they just can't punch it in. They couldn't do it. Iowa did a great job. The red zone defense was terrific. Coming right out of the half for Iowa's defense, I think they blitzed on every play. Minnesota's first possession, and did a great job stopping Minnesota. Going to the secondary, you got to start wondering what the hell's going on. Not only did we get fooled, but we got beat twice. Hankins on one, I want to say Kerner on the other. I could be wrong on that. Somebody got missed. The guy with the goofy hair in the back, that wasn't doing it for me. That's just fucking weird if you ask me. But anyway, dude with the funky hair in the back caught the ball right down the middle. I was in zero coverage and had nobody on that guy. Welcome back, Riley Moss. Had a few thrown his way. I don't think he gave up a catch. If he did, it was maybe one or two, but it was very, very seldom that they threw his way. And the times I do remember, incomplete. Story of the day on defense, third downs for Minnesota. They had 19 third down tries with 7 conversions. I know they're one of the best, if not the best in the Big Ten converting third downs. And I seen that today. If you did not see how that worked to their advantage, that running game and that offensive line, they said in the pregame show, Phil Parker's like, this is the best we've seen. I tend to agree with that. I think that was good. But enough of critiquing. You know why? Because that Iowa defense did damn well today. The bend but don't break, typical Iowa defense, that was textbook today, with the exception of 2 plays. It had to be gassed. They had to be gassed. I loved what I was seeing from the defense all day, with the exception of letting a freshman run all over us. So, good job today. I think Phil Parker did a good job with his execution and play calling. You just got tackled, and that falls on the players, not the coaching. I thought Phil called a great game, as always. You know what? For the hell of it, I'm giving a drink to Phil Parker. Cheers, Phil. Let's talk about the Iowa offense. Mr. Padilla, I think we have a quarterback, Iowa City. I think we have a quarterback. I'm telling you something right now. Alex Padilla has every Hawkeye fan all giddy inside. And if you're not giddy, you should get giddy. Telling you right now, Alex Padilla looked like a young Stanzi out there. I even read on the internet, I think it was John Miller who runs the Hawkeye podcast, which you guys should definitely watch his live reaction and whatnot. His shows, his podcast is just tremendous. Shout out to John Miller. Drink to John Miller. He said it reminded him of a young Drew Tate, if I remember correctly, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. That Padilla, the way he moved out of the pocket, the way he stepped up, the way he threw the ball down the field, wasn't afraid to take shots. Some of those throws reminded me of Drew Tate trying to thread the needle or not seeing somebody there. That's going to bite him in the future. That's guaranteed, so expect that, Hawkeye fans. Do we have a QB controversy in Iowa City? I don't think so. I think this is Padilla's to lose. This is something we haven't seen all year. Could you imagine if Padilla was playing like this against Penn State, against Wisconsin, Purdue? Not saying Petrus is a bad quarterback. He's come out with a lot of wins. 12 in a row. 12 in a row. I'm not going to fault the kid. The kid has a hell of a lot of heart, and he has that dude to him. Like, he just comes through when the game's tight and you need a play. With that being said, Padilla's my guy right now. I don't think Petrus could have done what Padilla did today with a healthy arm. I don't. And I used to be a Petrus homer for sure. I thought, there's a reason Petrus is starting and Padilla isn't. And maybe Padilla is one of those people who doesn't practice very well, but when game time comes on, balls out. Maybe Spencer, balls out in practice, but doesn't do it in the game. I don't know. I'm not there. Nor do I give a shit. I don't care who Iowa puts back there at the quarterback position. $100, fuck it. $1 million question is, am I going to root for Iowa quarterback? I don't care who it is. Yes, I am. And I will defend that SOB until the end. I am the Hawkeye homer. But I think Padilla is the guy. It gets me all excited because this seems like when he's out there, this offense opens up. Brian doesn't call the game any different. I don't think he has. I think he might have passed. I'm thinking he's changing the game a little bit to passing more because he knows his defense or offensive line isn't great outside of Linderbaum. That's why we run the ball up the middle all the time. That's why when we try to break it out, do a sweep like that, it's awfully tough to get yards. Awfully tough. Passing pass protection. Since Padilla's been in there and he's been able to step up and he's been able to move the pocket around what everybody's wanting to see, he's done a great job. Great job of masking that offensive line's bad tendencies. So, drink to Alex Padilla. Next up, let's talk about Iowa's run offense. It has been horrid. A lot of people will say, oh, no, Goodson's not hitting the hole. He's dancing around. Iowa runs a zone blocking run scheme most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. It's kind of like their bread and butter from what I'm told. I don't know. So there should be cutback lanes. Okay? He's been cutting back and dancing. I think he's been trying to look for that cutback lane. Can't find it because not only is the defense that we've been playing doing a good job of playing gap responsibility, but because the offensive line's not really moving anybody. We've been through this before. But let's go back to, I want to say 2001. And when you had young Robert Gallery and you had a young offensive line, they got their asses kicked. It was a horrendous thing to see every week. And then 2002 comes, and we can block. We do a great job. We have Brad Banks, of course, but that's besides the point. But just like this offensive line, it's young. It has, a few seniors. They're going to lose Linderbaum. They're going to be young again next year. But what really gets Iowa or makes Iowa's line is their tackles. And we've been spoiled the last few years. I mean, we had Scherf, we had Tristan Wirfs, we had Austin or Jackson last year. I can't think of his name. Alaric Jackson. I was going to be okay as long as they go as their tackles go. It makes it really easy when you have the best center in the college football. He can only block so many guys. He's only one guy. I know he can take on two at a time, and he does a great job at it. But you can only take on so many people. Drink to Tyler Linderbaum. Iowa had some big plays today. They took shots down the field. Beginning of the game, I really thought, why are we taking shots down the field? Padilla can't do that. Obviously, I was wrong. Can't fault me for the first two drives when he's taking shots, and it was not good shots. But as the game went on, 72 yards, Charlie Jones. Charlie Jones had, 2 catches for 102 yards? I mean, that guy's just phenomenal. He's been doing a good job. A couple things that worried me about the offense. I didn't like the QB sneaks there at the end to go for the field goal to go up. I understand it. You don't want to fumble the ball. But if you're just going to take the flag and move him back so you get a field goal anyways, hand it off. Give Goody a chance. It's not like he didn't do it. He did it twice today where he popped off on a third down to get a first down. I mean, he did great today. He did great. So I don't know. Where do we go from here? Well, we're still in the Big Ten race in the Big Ten West race. We have Illinois coming up, and I hate that fucker Bielema. God damn it, he comes up with big wins, and he does it against Iowa consistently. Did it against Minnesota last week. I believe he beat Wisconsin. I'm not 100% sure on that. But he's come up with some wins this year that you're like, what the fuck? They're not supposed to be good this good or against good teams. But, it's college football this year. College football has been fucking weird this year. So, is what it is. Looking forward to the Illinois game. Not looking forward to playing Bielema. I don't think any Hawkeye fan's going to forgive that son of a bitch for doing the fake punt. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that remember that fake punt. And just want to give him the fucking middle finger. So, game's at 1 o'clock Iowa time. And I'm just hyped up still. I just can't get my blood pressure is way up there. I really thought we were going to shit the bed there at last because they've been running up and down the field. When Minnesota was forced to throw, they couldn't throw it. And everybody's wondering, what happened to Morgan? 2 years ago, that guy seemed like he was going to be a fucking stud. Now, he caught Iowa sleeping twice. We talked about that. But in the end, he didn't have it. Van Valkenburg, you're getting a drink, buddy. Did a great job. Great job. When they did that twist there at the end, he had 2 sacks. Game changer. Game changer. Logan Lee. Today, what a great day for Logan Lee. Blocked the 50-yard or 53-yard field goal attempt. Hit him in the fucking elbow. God, that had to hurt like a motherfucker. I mean, just looking at that, I thought, fucking A, man, that had to fucking hurt. Jesus Christ. So, drink to Logan Lee. He got that fumble at the end, too. Caused that fumble. They wanted no part of Iowa at the end there. They just had no answer because Iowa kept coming and coming and coming. And they were gassed. They were definitely gassed. So, Logan Lee, drink. And is anybody surprised how Keegan Johnson finished the day today? I mean, come on. You would think Keegan Johnson, the way things were going, he had that third down play in the first half where it hit him right in the hands and he dropped. Like, fuck. He had another one where it hit him right in the hand. He just doesn't have it today. And then he pulls one out of his ass. Play where it's thrown right to him and he catching like, he's going to fucking lose yards. That son of a bitch breaks 2 tackles. It goes, 28 yards for a TD? Fucking stupendous. Fucking stupendous. That's a beer on me, man. So, Hawks win. I don't got a whole lot else today. Illinois next week. Looking forward to seeing Padilla play again. If you like what you see, which can't see why you would, but if you do, like and subscribe. You know what, guys? We got to get more people on here so we can do some live reaction. You guys can interact with me. Go ahead and make comments. I'm all over the place tonight. It's not any better than it was last week, but who gives a fuck? I'm doing this for fun. I'm your neighborhood drinking buddy and the best QB in the armchair QB coach there is. So, like and subscribe. We will continue to do this as long as I want to, and because my wife hates it when I fucking text my buddies all the time. So, we'll just stay on here, and you guys can interact with me. So, we'll see you guys next week. Go Hawks on Iowa, baby.